Good morning, colleagues. We've got a lot to discuss.
What just unfolded in the House of Commons is not only shocking, it's downright unsettling. A ferocious political showdown erupted between Lee Anderson and Sir Keir Starmer, leaving the chamber stunned and millions of citizens questioning, what is Keir Starmer hiding?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I come to this chamber, Mr. Speaker, every week to ask sensible questions, and I expect sensible answers. But all I get is glazed expressions and waffle from the opposite benches. So Mr. Speaker, I want to ask the Prime Minister a very simple question.
But we're going to do things differently. We're going to tell the truth, even when they are hard truths.
Today, we're breaking down every moment of this explosive clash, exposing the vague responses, analyzing the controversy, and asking the question the mainstream media refuses to: is Starmer too embarrassed to face the truth? Stick with us, because what you're about to see might just reshape the narrative surrounding Britain's future leadership. And trust me, you don't want to miss the bombshells we're about to drop. But first, make sure you smash that subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you never miss breaking political truths the mainstream won't show you. Let's set the stage. The House of Commons, March 2025. A heated debate session that was supposed to be another routine day under Keir Starmer's leadership. But then, Lee Anderson, Conservative MP and vocal critic of political ambiguity, dropped a question so direct it could have cornered any leader. His question: if the UK achieved net zero emissions tomorrow, by exactly how much would it reduce the Earth's temperature? A simple question, straightforward, no jargon, no fluff. But what did Sir Keir Starmer do? Instead of offering clarity, he dodged, evaded, opted for the well-worn tactic of political waffle. No data, no hard facts, just a smooth sidestep. Why? Let's revisit what went down, because this wasn't just a harmless debate. It was a full-scale expose of leadership vulnerability. Lee Anderson took the floor, cutting through the noise.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I come to this chamber, Mr. Speaker, every week to ask sensible questions, and I expect sensible answers. But all I get is glazed expressions and waffle from the opposite benches. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to ask the Prime Minister a very simple question on behalf of all the net zero sceptics. If we became net zero tomorrow, by how much would it reduce the Earth's temperature by? Simple question.
His frustration mirrored the sentiments of countless Britons skeptical of net zero policies. He wasn't asking for ideology, he was asking for numbers. Hard data, facts. And Starmer, he pivoted. Talked about growth opportunities, jobs, and the economy without directly answering. But here's the kicker: why couldn't Starmer simply state the impact in degrees Celsius or percentage terms? Either he didn't know, or worse, he did know, but feared the public reaction.
Mr. Speaker, net zero is of course not easy, but it's a huge opportunity to boost our growth, our jobs and our economy. And so he knows my views on that. But you know, he complains that I've better ideas if they stop fawning over Putin. And I understand the member for Clacton wants to be Prime Minister. He can't even lead a party that fits in the back of a taxi.
Lee Anderson didn't let the matter rest. Days later, during an exclusive interview with GB News, Anderson unleashed a scathing critique. It was a pathetic response. It wasn't a response at all. He either couldn't answer the question, or he knew the answer and was too embarrassed to admit it. Think about that. A man vying for leadership of the nation, unable or unwilling to provide clear, factual answers to critical questions about a policy set to reshape our economy, industries, and daily lives. What's more concerning, Anderson isn't alone in his skepticism. A growing wave of net zero critics, economists, and scientists are raising red flags about the practical outcomes versus political promises. Let's break it down together. Net zero policies aim to reduce greenhouse gas emissions to balance out the amount emitted and removed. But here's the catch: the UK contributes just under 1% of global CO2 emissions. So Anderson's question wasn't trivial, it was crucial. Even if the UK hits net zero, what tangible difference does it make globally? Experts suggest the direct temperature reduction would be negligible, mere fractions of a degree. Yet, the economic costs to Britain could be staggering. 1. Higher energy prices. 2. Strained industries. 3. Job losses in key sectors. 4. Increased cost of living for ordinary families. Why, then, can't leaders like Starmer face this reality head-on? Here's where it gets controversial. Is Keir Starmer prioritizing political optics over truth? Is the Labour leadership so focused on winning the climate narrative that they're ignoring the hard economic realities? Many critics suggest exactly that. They argue that dodging clear, factual answers undermines transparency and erodes public trust. And let's not forget Starmer has ambitions beyond the Commons. He's positioning himself as Britain's next Prime Minister. But if he can't answer a basic question now, how will he handle the storm of decisions once in power? So, where does this leave us? Expect Lee Anderson and many others to keep the pressure mounting. Expect further debates to hammer this question home, forcing Starmer and others to either present hard data or face public scrutiny. And for everyday Britons, this issue affects you. Your bills, your job security, your children's future. So now, I'm turning the question to you. Do you think Keir Starmer was embarrassed? Is this leadership you can trust? Or is it all political theater with no substance? Drop your thoughts in the comments, don't hold back. And if you believe Britain deserves honest answers, hit like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell because we'll keep bringing you the facts they don't want you to hear. Until next time, stay informed, stay sharp, and stay questioning.